is the fitness representative bringing to you today's report. Fitness report radio show coming to you live from IntellectualRadio.com and Facebook Live. Good morning to everyone out there. It's a beautiful Friday. Weather's not super warm, but it's a good day. Beautiful day out. Beautiful day to be alive. Shout out to all my Facebook listeners and viewers, my Facebook viewers and the radio listeners. Shout out to everyone doing well today. For those of you who aren't doing so well, shout out to you also. Things will get better. Beautiful show today. Very meaningful show. It's one of those feel good days, you know. It's one of them days where you just feel like representing life. You just feel like representing something special about yourself and something very meaningful about yourself. It's one of them days where you take advantage of not only the sunshine and not only just the calmness of what's going on, but you kind of celebrate what it is to be alive. And when I say alive, I don't mean walking the earth. I mean actually representing who you are as a person, representing who you are as a human being, and really thinking about the joy you bring on to others, even the craziness and strife that you bring on others. It's not all, it's not all good, but it's not all bad. But today just seemed to be one of those days where whatever you are, whatever you do, you just want to represent it today. At least that's how I feel. Driving in to the radio station, just sitting here thinking about life and how crazy it is and how easily it gets wiped away from you. All of the crazy things that you can put on yourself, all of the good ways that you could help other people and help yourself. And just like that, it could be all gone. You know, it could be all over with. It could be definitely an end to it so fast. So it's nothing for you to walk around and be kind of like to yourself, kind of stay in your lane, kind of like don't really have an influence on others. But when you choose to represent who you are, you instantly become an influence. It might be negative, it might be positive, but you instantly become an influence the moment you choose to represent who you are and bring who you are out to the public. So, like I said, shout out for Friday. It's a good Friday. It's a good Friday, and I hope all of you out there are really representing who you are. And for those like my dad who's injured, Dad, you can still represent who you are. You just might be, doing it in place, doing it on the couch. Who you are might be a movie watcher today or reading a book or something like that. I know you got a million books, so that's probably your representation for today. But today we have a very great show coming. Hope you guys interact. Very meaningful stuff going on these days. A lot of stuff going on these days. The world is like, it's got to be at some type of all-time high for activity. Minus the war. But man, we got death going on. We celebrating the lives of those who really put in work. We got the playoffs. We got the playoffs going on. No LeBron this year. This is the first time in a long time. No LeBron in the playoffs. I want to know how y'all feel about that. All y'all basketball fans out there, all y'all NBA watchers. We watched the Final Four. We watched two teams go to the final to the championship game that had never gone. Virginia won their first title. Bunch of pretty much no names players on the team. A lot of viewers, but it wasn't up as much as say it would have been had Zion Williamson gone to the championship game or someone like that. But we're going to speak on all that today, so I hope you guys interact. The number to call in is 708-223-8953. Want to go into some quick moments of advertisement today. People, summertime is coming. Summertime is coming. And you can't stop the time. You can't stop the time, and you can't stop how fast the time is going. But what you can do is participate in someone else's life. What you can do is influence someone else's life, and you really can make a difference by helping them with their health and fitness. That's one of the main gifts that you can give someone, the gift of health and fitness. And I like to say that health is wealth. There's nothing more important than taking care of your body. There's not a dollar out there that's worth more than you taking care of your body, because that gives you the ability to go and make more, to go and do more, and to go and be a part of things that making big time moves as far as money, as far as culture, as far as activities. You can't do any of that without good health. So the major fact that it takes a village, and it takes more than one person to represent who you are when it comes to just helping getting someone in shape. It takes more than one. As a fitness professional, it's my job to help. And why would I not ever represent who I am through the gift of health? So right here we have, as always, I like to show these. We have gift certificates for fitness. These are called fitness certificates. You can buy as many as you want. You can buy as little as you want, but give the gift of fitness. We know you like to buy shoes and clothes. We know you like to participate in all type of things around the world. When you talk about giving, you got birthdays coming up, you got special days, you got Mother's Day coming up. For everyone that loves to celebrate the holidays, celebrate it with your loved one by giving them the gift of fitness. These are free training sessions, free group not free, sorry. These are group sessions and training sessions that you give to the person. All right, it's free to them, but you purchase them for the person, and they get you buy as many as you want, and they can come and work out with the fitness representative, either in a group session or private one-on-one session for a low price. Those are fitness certificates brought to you by the fitness representative. Also, another thing, like I said, summertime's coming up. Park to park. The fitness representative is offering park to park workouts throughout the city. Depending on where you are in the city, the fitness representative will come to you and most definitely shut down your park, shut down your neighborhood, knock it out either through a group session, a boot camp, or one-on-one training with park-to-park workouts. A little bit cheaper, so you'll save a little bit of money. And we take advantage of the weather. We take advantage of the weather anywhere from the beach up and down north side, south side of Chicago. TFR park-to-park workouts brought to you by the fitness representative. So, like I said, today is a day to celebrate. I want to first off say rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Been a lot of news going around this last week about Nipsey and the influence that he had on pop culture, on the black community, LA, and seeing that myself and my family, we were out there just right before it happened. We were out there right before it happened. We rode down that same street. We took Crenshaw. Matter of fact, we took Crenshaw all the way down to the 405, all the way through the hood, all the way to Inglewood, through the 405 past Slauson. Shout out to One United Bank. Finally saw One United Bank, the largest black bank in the United States. Had the least to get a visual of it. Saw the two locations. One was closed and one was open. But for all my UFMP members out there, drove past, saw the bank, wanted to get a sense of what that looked like. They were under construction. So I got a chance to actually see where the bank was, actually see the progress that they're making in the community, and see how they're building more to add on to what they already have. So shout out to One United Bank and LA for that matter. But like I said, we took Crenshaw and we rode all the way down through Hawthorne. We rode through Inglewood. We rode through the hood, South Central, just took it all the way down because traffic was crazy getting back to the 405 and ultimately getting back to San Diego that day. But to go through What we didn't know at the time was going to happen, that same area became crazy instantly after Nipsey was murdered. But we're going to talk about that today. We want your input on just the effects that all of these murders are having on the community. Because I tell you what, it's one thing that seems to be missed. Every man and every man and woman for that matter that we keep having vigils for, and everyone that comes together for those who are lost and those who paid the ultimate price, they have parents. They have parents. All of those guys and gals have parents. And those parents, I couldn't imagine losing a child. I don't even know how people talk on the news after that, but I can't imagine losing a child. So we're gonna get into what it means to the parents out there, and just go into to kind of like what it is to suffer from that. I'm not really asking for specific accounts unless you want to share, but it got to mean more to, like, it's something about when you think about the parents, especially those that are active in the lives of their children. So we're gonna get into that. But first we like to come with the first segment of the show, which is the fitness representative's tip of the week. The tip of the week. We are on live right now. We're on Facebook Live. The number to call in is 708-223-8953. This is the Fitness Report radio show live on Facebook, also on IntellectualRadio.com. So check us out, streaming 24/7. 24/7. All right. Fitness tip of the week. The Fitness Report tip of the week this week is very important because everyone needs to know what you're missing. Okay, so when you think about working out, when you think about how you can get the best workout and the most benefits from working out, you always think about a few things, and you might not even think about them, but they come into play every time you hit the gym. All right, as a fitness professional, you know that the body needs to be manipulated, and the state of your body needs to change every time you get in that gym and do an hour or more for a workout. You come in feeling a certain way, you leave out feeling different. But there's one thing that we're missing that we always neglect most of the time. I do it sometimes, but I probably don't do it as much as most because I do know how to conduct a good hour or 2 hour workout, and the benefits from all of the parts to that workout, not just the weightlifting, not just the cardio, not just the conditioning moves and the hit moves, not just the sports, but your body teaches you, whether you want it to or not, whether you whether you feel like it's important or not, your body's going to show you that it's one thing that you're probably missing. And I want to highlight today in TFR's fitness tip of the week. So the tip of the week today is simple. It's stretching. Stretching is so important. Stretching is the basis is the basis of so many different type mental exercises, so many different type movements that you hold in place and you meditate over. Stretching is the key to every single move that you perform during a workout. Because if you think about a muscle has to extend and it has to contract. And you do that over a period of time, and that's considered weightlifting in some moves. That's considered yoga in some moves. That's considered sports. Though all it is muscles moving back and forth. And how many times you do, at what angle do you perform it? But every time you make a movement in a muscle, you're stretching that muscle, you know? You're stretching that muscle. You bring it you lengthening it from wherever it was before you perform that actual move. So if that's the case, And in order to grow that muscle, you have to stretch it. Why not save a period of time after the workout, after you're done doing the different parts of a workout, like stressing out the muscle, getting the heart rate up, burning some calories, and actually doing those things over a period of time that's considered a full workout. So if you think about it, most of the time you go to the gym, a lot of people don't even warm up. A lot of people don't even warm up. And a lot of people want to warm up as want to stretch as their only part of the warm up. So to me, you're not getting the full benefit of your body if you're doing it that way. Because anyone who pays attention to themselves, when you go into the gym and you get in there first thing in the morning, or even if it's at night, your body comes in at a cold state, especially if it's in the morning time. You're cold. How can you stretch a cold muscle? How can you stretch a cold muscle? It's pretty hard to focus on stretching a cold, and I mean stretching a cold muscle. It's tough because that muscle hasn't warmed up yet. That muscle has not been manipulated for that period of time yet. So for myself, I get my best performance, and for athletes, that's why you see athletes, they'll stretch, but they will also move around before the game. They'll also heat up. I watch a lot of boxing, and I wanted to be a professional boxer myself. But what I would always do is I look at Mike Tyson, I look at Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, and see those guys when they come out of the tunnel. They come out of the tunnel warmed up already. Mike Tyson be at a full blown sweat out the tunnel. Why? Because he did some dynamic moves before anything. Because the stretching not gonna get you ready for that fight as much as those dynamic moves are. To include stretching, you know, to include those things. So if you take the dynamic moves and you take a little bit of stretching before a workout, and then you actually perform the workout. After you perform the workout, what do you do then? What we normally do is leave. You go back to work. You go back to whatever activity you were doing before you were working out, and that's the part right there that's giving us nothing. We're losing all of the benefits of the workout because, okay, we got our heart rates up. We got the cardio, we got the conditioning, we got the strength moves. But what about the repair and recovery? What about it? So if I'm thinking about it, this right here, this is a bottle of water. This is a 16.9 ounce bottle of water. If I think about it, all I'm doing is, if I'm working out right, I'm pushing this throughout the workout. I'm pushing this throughout the workout. And this goes right along with stretching because when this hits my bloodstream, when I extend the muscles that I have, when I extend and contract the muscles that I've used over that hour or so, what I say is you should, this, as much as you drink this, which this should be up around like 100 ounces a day. After you're done with that workout, just to answer some questions along with the benefits of stretching. When you're done working out, you should take about 10 minutes or so. About 10 minutes or so and stretch out, in particular, the muscles that you just worked. But if not that, just stretch out, period. But in particular, the muscles that you just worked. They're going to be full of blood. They're going to be pumped. So a good tip would be just to lay out on your back, let all the blood go right back to your heart as fast as possible. I like to get against the wall and put my legs up on the wall as I'm on my back, so I'm basically in an L shape. That brings the blood back to my heart as fast as possible. So what I'm doing there is I'm bringing the blood back to my heart so that it's not so much in all of the muscles I just worked, because that's the pump. That's the pump that you want. That's the D's that you think about when you're talking about being diesel. But what you want to do is really get that blood back to your heart. And once you do that, once you're calmed down and your heart rate's down, stretch them out. Stretch everything out. For me, I do about 30 seconds per muscle. 30 seconds per arm per stretch. So if I'm doing an upper body stretch, I'll stretch the shoulder muscles, I'll stretch the pecs, I'll stretch the back, stretch the biceps, stretch the triceps, stretch the neck, the traps. All those things, when done at 30 seconds or more, 30 seconds to a minute, you can stretch them all, but make sure you get them all. Make sure you stretch after each workout. If you can do that, guaranteed you will see a difference in how your body performs, and you will definitely see a difference in how much you can do when performing certain activities. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna give you the benefits of stretching. And if you guys got any questions, once again, you can call in. The number is 708-223-8953. But what I want to go here with is we're gonna talk about a few benefits of stretching. And if you guys want to jot this down, you can jot this down. This is very informative. This is something that most of us just don't do. And I guarantee you will feel better at the end of the day, or at the end of whatever workout you do, after you stretch. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go over the benefits. So first up, one of the most important things your body needs, and that's circulation and blood flow. Once again, we talk about the water needed. If you can get 60 to 100 ounces, you're doing great. I guarantee you'll feel better. But the blood flow is increased by stretching. It increases the blood flow. Along with water, it increases the blood flow because what you're doing, you're stretching the muscle. And every time you stretch that muscle, it opens up the flow of, whether it's blood circulation, whether it's water getting to the blood circulation, it opens it up because that muscle becomes stretched. Okay, so that's one of the major benefits, blood flow. Flexibility. You get in the gym sometimes and you never know how tight you are until the next morning. But a lot of people think that when you're super tight and you're super sore, it's all about how much weight you lifted and how hard you went in the gym. I think I look pretty good. I don't like to be sore. So when I leave the gym, now, and this is just a personal thing, I don't want to be sore. I want to be able to perform and function even though I just hit the weights. I want to be able to perform and function even though I just did a crazy session full of weights, cardio, and conditioning. And the only way I can do that is by being flexible enough to perform those moves, as well as stretching afterwards to keep that flexibility. The flexibility and the recovery is so important. And at the top of the order for that is stretching. So it increases the flexibility. If you're flexible, you're probably not going to get injured. If you're flexible, you're probably not going to get hurt and get into a situation where you can't do certain things with your body. Your body can do a lot when it's flexible enough to do it. Simple as that. Man and woman, if you're not flexible, it's tough. It's tough. All right, next, the range of motion. Range of motion. A lot of times when you see people in the gym, they do not know how to complete a full range of motion when it comes to the exercise. They just don't know how to do it. Why? Because they were taught to do certain things and they have certain habits that have become so second nature that you don't even pay attention to it. You see it all the time. When someone does a shoulder press, I tell my clients all the time to straighten the entire limb out. It's not like you're boxing. It's not like you're doing karate or any like a fighting sport. But look at it like this. If I ask you to do a shoulder press and you go over your head with the shoulder press, do you feel like that's the stopping point right there where I am right now? That can't be the stopping point. If you're going to do a shoulder press and you're going to extend and contract the muscle, the extension should be all the way through. So if you look, I went all the way through with that exercise versus halfway through, you know? All right. So the range of motion is helped out by stretching 100%. 100%. Range of motion is so key into performing any exercise and getting the growth and the just the ability to do more with the exercise. It's all about your range of motion. So if I'm gonna work out and if I'm going to basically put myself in a position to where my body is gonna grow, I'm gonna have to always think about the range of motion in which I perform these exercises. Okay, that's another benefit of stretching. All right, so it improves posture. So if you think about it, we got some jobs that a lot of times call for us to hunch over, call for us to put our heads down, call for us to do some things in life that aren't good for our bodies going forward. And one of those things that are affected major is posture. So when you think about stretching and you think about your body going into positions that test your flexibility and range of motion, the posture is right up in there. So if I think about my T, if I think about my scapula is normally manipulated through the shoulders and those spinal muscles. All right, at least at the top, all the way to just around the lumbar. So if I pull them back, if I were to pull them back, and especially when doing exercises, if I'm doing exercises, I want the perfect posture for the exercise. So because I don't want the stress to be just unnecessary, and it's usually unnecessary when you're doing a bicep curl and your head is down. So I always like to tell my clients, keep your chin up because I don't need any extra added stress on my spinal column and on my neck. So I want to look forward. I don't want to, stick my butt out or anything, but I want to be as straight as possible. And once I engage my core, when I engage my core, that presses onto the spinal column, helping to straighten it out and giving me a better postural position to where my shoulders are going straight across, sort of like I'm back in the Marine Corps. So improves posture. That's one of the major benefits of stretching. Another one, it decreases back pain. I personally believe that everybody in the world, once you're 10 or more, you got back pain. I can't tell you, I can't even remember the last time that I didn't have back pain. And once I learned how to improve my posture, once I learned to stretch, and once I learned to do a lot of different things when it comes to fitness, I fixed my back. Never took any medicine for it. I took a class for it, a class to become a certified trainer, a class to become a fitness professional so that I could teach myself the positions, to teach myself the knowledge that it took to change my body. Not from weights or anything, but just the whole thing, period, whether it's strength training, conditioning, or whatever. But basically, once I became a fitness professional, my back kind of like stopped. It hurts every so often from like playing sports, but that's from the pounding and pounding and pounding once you actually play those sports. But back pain, stretching really can help with back pain because if you can raise your arms above your head just like that, which you should be able to do because it's your body, it's your arm, it's your head, it's your neck. You should be able to raise them as high as possible. But if you take the time to do that, you'll notice you're stretching your lower back, your latissimus dorsi, and the rhomboid, everything is getting stretched once you make certain moves. So stretching helps get rid of back pain all day. You can try it. You can look it up. However you feel you want to justify that that you don't do it. Stretching helps with back pain. That's whether it's lower back, upper. It doesn't even matter. Fibromyalgia, all those things that are affected by different nerve conditions and different muscle conditions. Stretching helps them. It might not fix them, but it helps them. Shout out to my mom for basically going into a yoga session daily in the comforts of our own home and stretching and meditating, stuff like that, to help her condition, her fibromyalgia condition. She's improved a lot. She's really took to knowing the benefits of stretching and how it can affect her situation. So shout out to moms for that. Next, we go through a lot. The brain is something else. To calm it down, a lot of times you can stretch. Stretching calms the brain down, stretching calms down the nerves, and it's not the same type every time. It's not just for muscle manipulation. And if it is, sometimes that muscle can be the brain. Sometimes stretching can really calm down the brain. So just think about it. Just think about all the benefits, because one major benefit from stretching is to calm down your brain from a long day's work. You might not know it, but when you get off work and you want to sit in the car all day, I mean, for the rest of the time, and just let loose, you go in the house and unwind, something's being stretched. And a lot of times it's not being moved as far as you doing the voluntary movement, but something's being stretched, something's being released during that time. All right, now another thing, you're relieving stress, you're relieving stress, you're relieving and changing the situation instantly once you start to stretch, because everything starts to circulate a little bit better, and your heart doing, if it does its job smoothly, it'll help in that process. And the last but not least, one of the main things we want to do in any facet of our lives is perform. You always want to be a good performer. You want to be a great performer, whether it's sports, and I'm talking physical things now, whether it's sports, whether it's activities that when you go on vacation, whether it's sex, whether it don't matter what it is. Whatever you got going on, you want to be able to perform. So when there are things that are important to you in life, you want to be able to basically perform at those things, because a lot of us say, hey, I'm getting older. I don't, to say I can't do that anymore, it's okay because I'm getting older. But don't say that to the 70-year-old man that me and my dad hung out with for a little bit on Mount Fuji, and how he walked and hiked Mount Fuji, how he currently hikes, at least as of 2 years ago, he currently hikes Mount Fuji from base one, from the base all the way to the summit once a week. And he's no less than 70 years old. He might be a lot older than that. But he's been doing it for a long time, because I'm not going to tell you to go try it today and you didn't do it for years. That's crazy. I mean, we hiked from one base to the next base just to say we did it. At least I did. I don't remember if my pops did it or not. But just to say I hiked Mount Fuji for 10 minutes. But you think about when you grow old, everything becomes about performance. And if you allow yourself to think that it's not it's not worth it, or just because you're getting old you don't have to do it, then you're doing yourself a disservice. But those are the benefits of stretching. I just wanted to put that out there today, and I wanted to let you guys know that, hey, I'm telling you, if you don't do anything else, stretch when you hit that gym. Stretch when you hit that gym. We all like to do the workouts. We all like to do the running around and what we see people do as far as the workout, but kind of think about the stretching part also, if you can. And if you can take about 10 minutes or so out of, just take an hour long workout. You take 60 minutes and you take 10 minutes to warm up. I'm all about the dynamic warm up versus the stretching warm up. This, to me, that right there is not a warm up. That's not a warm up. This is a warm up. Okay? That's a warm up. That's a warm up. This, that's a stretch. That should be done after you've done all of the crazy to your body. I prefer to do that after. Okay, so you can add this into this if you want, but you got to manipulate those muscles through movement to start. Okay, and then stretch them to finish. Whether you got the foam roller, whether you got the body buffer, shout out to BFF, whether you have the Theragun and all those different things that's out right now, stretch those muscles, relate those muscles for recovery when you're done. All right, so basically, that was the tip of the week. Once again, we're live, IntellectualRadio.com. The number is 708-223-8953. Represent. Caller, state your name and where you're from.
This is Tiffany Holmes from Evanston, Illinois.
Tiffany. All right, guys. We had Tiffany Holmes. We got Tiffany Holmes on the line, and we wanted her to call in. She's got some special stuff going on. And I just wanted to give her a shout out today and give her a chance to state those things. And basically, we like to introduce her as the Total Transformation Solutions owner and therapist. Tiffany, we want to know what you got going on today. Give it to us.
I am super excited to announce that kicking off in May, we will be hosting live online meal prep demonstration and classes.
Nice. So basically what you're saying is you'll get to go on, just like we're doing now on Facebook Live, you'll get to go on and watch you cook and cook along with you?
Yes, exactly. Basically, people who sign up will receive a grocery list about a week in advance for all the ingredients that they'll need.
Nice.
And then on Sunday afternoon or early evening, I will go live from my kitchen and make the very same things. That way, anyone watching can cook along with me in their kitchen, or they can just watch and make it themselves later.
Okay, cool. So real quick, where do we find you? Give us the info and how we can sign up. Tell the listeners how you can sign up and where to find you to cook along with you.
The easiest way to find me is on Facebook or Instagram at TTW Coach. You'll be able to sign up on my website starting tomorrow, which is totaltransformationcoaching.com.
All right, so you guys heard it here first. totaltransformationcoaching.com. Go ahead and sign up for that, for those classes, so you can cook along live, learn how to make some good meals, and learn how to live a little bit healthier. Hopefully the food is good.
Of course it is.
All right, Tiffany, thanks for sharing, and you have a wonderful day and weekend.
Thank you too.
All right, bye-bye. All right, guys. So there you have it. Go ahead and check that out. It's always something good going on. There's always someone ready to really help. And Tiffany Holmes, she's one of those people. She's always willing to help. And speaking of help, I got to give a shout out to my client Ron Officer. Yesterday, I donated some food to the YMCA, and it was based off of a mistake made by Mr. Officer. So I could share this. When I went to train, when I went to train, Ron, at the end of the session, Ron came up with just a load of Nutrisystem, just boxes of Nutrisystem food. And he's like, I'm about to throw this all away. It was a month's worth of Nutrisystems. So I'm like, nah, don't throw it away. You know, it got to be somebody that wants that. And I don't know how it tastes, but I've heard, and Ron could attest to it because he's the one who said it also, that the food is terrible as far as the taste goes. Now, Nutrisystem, who I think Marie Osmond made famous, is one of those like weight loss. It's a weight loss meal package. So don't know how it tastes. Don't know how it comes out. I think it's microwavable and stuff like that. But what I did was I took it to the YMCA I took it to the YMCA and dropped it off to the residents. And I got a message from the director at the YMCA, basically thanking us, myself and Ron, through his mistake for bringing all that food. It's not every day that you get people who want to donate food and people who want to donate. But me personally, I would love to be a part of giving back as much as I can. I wish I had a gazillion dollars so I can give everybody a million, just to make sure that everybody comes up. Like just to kind of make it more even. It's so uneven right now when it comes to everything. It's almost like we don't know what it is for everyone to have. And we can't wait to see who doesn't have, which is going to justify all of the hard work. It's crazy. We justify all our hard work through what we have that others don't have. It's the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. But it's because it's uneven. And us as a society, we've gotten used to it being uneven. But little things like that, little donations just to take your time out and help out, they really do help. They really do help. And as much as I can, I will definitely try to do just that. Try to help out and give, either whether it's time, whether it's products and supplies. I want to try to help out. So us at the fitness representative got a lot going on. Gonna try to do some big things coming up. Shout out to the listeners out there. Once again, the call-in number is 708-223-8953. We want to go into Nipsey Hussle and like yet another senseless murder. Yet another senseless murder. And basically, we want to know, what do you guys think? And if you want to call in, call in. Keep it short, but I want you to call in. What do you think about just the state of the hood, just the state of just the melanated America? What do you think about that? We celebrate things like Wakanda Forever and Black Panther and stuff like that. But what do you really think about the state of how, on one hand, when someone dies, they're a hero, but we don't show that love when they're here, you know? What do you think about that? How do you feel about that? Do you think that's something that we should be more in tune with as far as celebrating those people while they're here? Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace to all of those who have fallen, especially in situations that, man, you totally. I mean, I don't know. You totally think about everything that goes on, and you totally think about just how senseless it is. I can't tell you that for one reason. Cannot tell you that it's been kind of like a justified reason to murder someone. Most of the time, you know, most of the time it's something that could have been avoided. Most of the time it's people getting into their feelings. I get a lot of flack because a lot of times people call me heartless, and I kind of practice being emotionless sometimes, only to kind of take care of the business at hand. Because if you let your feelings get into what goes on, you make decisions that you shouldn't make. I've been on the wrong end of that. I've paid the price for that. Seen so many others do the same thing. So in dealing with people on the everyday, it's tough because you have to weigh in the actions and the feelings and kind of like go into what it is to perform with while dealing with those two things. But to me, feelings and emotions have gotten us a lot of bad when it comes to certain situations. You feel like you've been disrespected, you do something crazy, but the disrespectful feeling goes away. And then what? You gotta live with what you did, what your action caused. because you was feeling something for about 5 minutes or so. You was feeling disrespected. I don't think that there's one situation that is called for when it comes to just I don't know. It's not worth it. So I just would like to just say just a shout out to everyone out there who is who's a parent, everyone out there who has children, everyone out there who just have someone in their lives that they've lost. Once again, shout out to Nipsey Hussle and his family. Shout out to those around him who have been affected. And I really want to know if it's anything that we could do about it. If it's anything that we can do to help and make it a better situation, myself, my compadres over at the UFMP, my fitness representative family, if it's anything that we could do, let us know. The number to call is 312-857-5668. Let us know if there's anything that we can do to help the situation. All right? So we want to finish by going to a lighter note. Once again, like I said, this is the first time since 2005 that the playoffs didn't consist of LeBron and one of his teams. 2005. Last year, I've been divorced since 2005. It's been a long time. So, what do y'all think about that? And you can leave the comments. You can leave the comments on my page. You can leave the comments on the fitness representative, and basically let me know what you think about that. But we had a good show today. Hope I gave out some good information. Hope I gave out some meaningful tips and shed some light on some important things. I really want to be a part of what's good. So you guys continue to watch 11 a.m. The Fitness Report radio show brought to you live by the Fitness Representative, representing fitness for life. Let's go. Y'all have a great Friday out there. Much love.
Come on. Come on. Yeah.